A very good morning to all. It's a fresh morning, and once again, I am back with you all. I was thinking about, the enemies of innovation, something that stops someone to innovate. And there are many that stops you to innovate. One thing is that you're just satisfied, you're quite content with whatever incremental or some improvements in your processes of business or your marketing activities or your planning design, or maybe product development, a certain kind of little bit of incremental improvement. uh, Maybe you are quite satisfied with that, and you don't want to have a disruptive innovation that can change altogether your direction of your growth, and maybe something new to the market or change the market scenario. We don't think so big. Indian companies, whether small, especially the MSMEs, they don't think that big, and that's the kind of mindset we have since if you go back to our history, because Indian businesses are primarily, even before the British times, these were more of trading and merchants. There is one more enemy of innovation which I'm going to talk about, apart from being content and satisfied with little bit of incremental improvements in products or services. Is one more enemy that I was thinking of is the fear of failure, which is, of course, it is there since our childhood, because that fear never goes. And it's not the failure that stops you from innovating, but it's the fear of failure. Rather, a failure will always make you a wonderful innovators. We have seen how KFCs have come, we have seen how Amazons have come, FedEx, Walt Disney, global big companies. If you see, they have failed so many times. Even the light bulb, the famous example we always show, a light bulb for innovation. Thomas Edison also failed 1,000 times, and then he could come up with a light bulb. So it's not the failure that stops you from innovating, rather it's a fear of failure that stops you from innovating. And why do we fear failure? I was thinking this morning, and I think it's because we always, the culture that we have in our academics, in our organization, is always that we should get it right at the first attempt, or we should always have success. Success has rewards and failures have punishment. That kind of a mindset, that kind of a culture is there in our in our country, and in most of the countries also this is being followed. And we need to break that thing. We need to allow people to fail, and innovators will always come up with an idea, and they will try to execute it. Innovation is a process. It's not just about getting an idea, but to convert it into a prototype and bringing testing, designing, and then bringing it. So there is a high risk involved with every idea, and our DNA is programmed that way, that we should avoid the high risk thing, but always go for the easier ones. And that's where we have a serious problem with our DNA, because human civilization has been like that even if you consider the very Stone Age people, they always went with group, and there are there are so many famines, natural calamities. There are so many, so many fights for survival. Even during those Stone Age times, there are wild animals. So that fear factor was always there. Fear for losing your survival. But the times have changed. The world is changing. We have to overcome. Leaders have to overcome the fear of failure, because it's the leader who is going to play the role model in an organization. Who is thinking of becoming the most innovative companies. So I leave you with this thought. That fear of failure is something we need to address as fast as possible, because that is a very root cause. Nobody wants to take risk. Nobody wants to have something off the track. And what is the cost of failure? So many uncertainties, but we should not get ruled by the fear of failure. Rather, we should be bold, and bold never before. And we should strive for people, innovators in our company. It's not only about a department of innovation, but the entire organization as a whole. We should strive for innovations, and innovators have to be encouraged. Even if they fail, you have to, I would suggest you reward them for their failures instead of success. So that will be a great motivation. So this is one of the part of culture of innovation that we need to bring forth. We need to overcome the fear of failure. We need to be bold. We need to take that high risk and build a team of innovators that can drive innovation in a much big way. There are plenty of examples. You can always find by googling, but things doesn't move until you take an action. So I leave it with you, this thought, that think about this fear of failure, which is very vital, and let us drive a culture of innovation. And next time I'll come up with something new that can help us to change the mindset that we have, which is against innovation always. Thank you, my friends. See you.